So my instructions for this page on this assignment is to use this page to complete RYC on IXL. And I'm told you're going to work smarter on this lesson. Write the multiplication expressions for the area, but don't calculate it. So I'm writing an expression, not an equation, but don't calculate it. I'm told don't calculate it. So write expressions for the area, but don't calculate the area itself. Find the perimeter without writing it all out. That means by adding up in my head and maybe with my fingers if I'm struggling. RYC. I'm going to type in that lesson code and select it. So select the two rectangles that have the same area. All of these are rectangles, and so the area is the height dimension multiplied by the width dimension. I'm not going to write the equation capital A equal sign. If I write an equal sign, that's an equation. I have to write an expression. That means there's no equal sign. It's just the numbers and the operation. So first up, I have a 4x4 rectangle. This is question 1. I have a 4x4 rectangle. And then I have a rectangle that is 6 units high and 2 units wide. So that's a 6x2. And then I have a 4x3. And then I have a 4x2. So 4 times 4 is 16, 2 times 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 2 is 8. So I do not need these two. I need to select the 6x2 rectangle and the 4x3 rectangle. Those are the rectangles that have the same area. Now, which rectangle has a smaller perimeter? So the perimeter of the 6x2 rectangle, I'm just going to count it up or add it up in my head. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So this is 16 units. And then the perimeter of this 4x3 rectangle, 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. So which rectangle has a smaller perimeter? And then I'm going to put a dot here on my answer. And make sure that I select the 4x3 on the screen because I've asked for the smaller perimeter. Now I'm told to select the two rectangles that have the same perimeter. Well, that was question 1 and 2. This is question 3 and 4. So I'm going to start by finding the perimeter. So the perimeter of this first rectangle, I'm going to find the perimeter without writing it all out. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. Next, height is 3. That width is 6. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. I have a height of 2 and a width of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 plus 8 is 10. Perimeter of this one. 10 plus 10 is 20. And then here I have a perimeter. Let's see, the height is 3 and the width is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. So the green and the pink have a perimeter of 16. They have the same area, the same perimeter. Which rectangle has a smaller area? So I need to find the area. And I'm just going to write the multiplication expression for area, but I'm not going to write it all out. But I'm not going to calculate it, 4 times 4 is my green area expression. And 3 times 5 is the pink area expression. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 is the smaller area. Here I'm told to select two rectangles that have the same area. This is question 5 and 6. So I'm going to write out the area expression, which is just the numbers and the multiplication symbol. And I am not going to calculate the area. That's 11 yards times 7 yards. And I have 9 yards times 8 yards. And then I have, I can't see, 10 yards times 7 yards. And then I have 12 yards times 6 yards. So I have 77, I have 72. I'm looking for the smaller area. So 77, 72, just 70. So 12 times 6. Let's see, 12 times 6 is 72. So select the two rectangles that have the same area. So I'm looking at 77, 72, oh here we are, 72 and 72. 9 times 8 and 12 times 6. Which rectangle has a larger perimeter? So the perimeter of my 9 by 8, 8 plus 9 is 17, 17 plus 17 is 34, but if you don't know that, just do a quick little side calculation. I said find the perimeter without writing it all out. I didn't say find the perimeter, without writing anything. 7 plus 7 is 14. 10, 20, 30. So that's 34 yards. And then the perimeter here, 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 18 is 36. But again, if you don't know, figure it out. Literally, figure it out. Write down those figures and add them. So that's 36 yards. Which rectangle has a larger perimeter? The 12 by 6. And I'm going to put a little dot here on my answer. That's the 12 by 6. Okay, so each time for RYC, it's about working smarter, not necessarily harder. Write down if you're asked for the area, write down all the area expressions. If you're asked for the perimeter, calculate all the perimeter expressions. Cross off the ones that you don't need, and then work the second step for the remaining. Be extra careful that you pay attention to the question, because they ask you for the smaller area, you have to give them the smaller area. If they ask you for the larger perimeter, you have to give them the larger perimeter. And because there's so many things on your paper and you're not writing everything out neatly, put a little dot on your final answer to help you focus. Okay, this is the correct one. You want to keep track.